Welcome, everyone, to Orlando, Florida, the bounce house, home of the UCF Knights. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on a team from the SEC, the UCF Knights. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Knights will put total leather and we'll get started. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Oklahoma's offense will have the football first. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on, they punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to
go. Looking for space, it's Thompson. Pushes ahead for a couple, they'll mark it at the 33.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough. How important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
The Sooners are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. The Sooners will snap it on 1st and 10. To the air, it's Mawe. He's got him. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
And the Sooners look to keep this drive humming. From the gun, the ground game. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
The play action fake. Just a short pass to the tight end. The defense will converge, and out of bounds he goes at the 40. This feels like 4-down territory, 3rd and short from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Lofts one deep down the right side. And it's caught inside the 15. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at him. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Boy, if that first down play was any indication, they might walk this thing in on 2nd and goal. Back to pass. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Touchdown Sooners! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
How about that first drive by the offense? Usually script the first 10 plays. Well, I had one extra. It only took 9. Great job moving down the field, stringing plays that look like other plays together, and getting this opening drive touchdown.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. They put together a 74-yard touchdown drive. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the UCF Knights offense will go to work for the first time. They are going to be greeted rather rudely, I guess, by a group of defensive linemen that wreak havoc and hunt down quarterbacks, Jesse.
And they wreck games. They take away everything you do offensively. So it's a huge challenge in this one, David, for this offensive coordinator to try to call plays and find ways to get the football away from these big fellas up front because they take games over.
And get the ball out quick. Like when you've got a defensive line that can penetrate, they can get TFLs, get sacks. It's going to be on this offensive line to buy a little bit of time, but also the ball to come out quick, win in the secondary right now.
Now on first down from the 28. Toss to the outside. Turning it on. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
They got him at the 42, but he got 5 yards on the play.
Man, I love when offenses are not afraid to run the football consecutive times in a row or multiple times in a row. I know everybody wants to air it out, but, man, getting that ground game established, making those linebackers and safeties come up and know that we're going to run the football, I like the way they started this football game.
Oh, that move is going to leave them dizzy.
Nice job by the running back catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Now on first and goal as they try to answer that opener with a touchdown of their own. He'll set up to throw. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Powers through, and he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights!
It's just so nice to have a signal runner who can make plays through the air and make plays with his feet like this. Runs in for the touchdown. The defense knows I have to account for him every play. That's my quarterback.
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Man, these coaches talked about being aggressive, and they were. First quarter, you're going with the onside already. I would say it's a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. Onside kicks are not high percentage, but they went for it, they failed, and now let's see how they respond.
Looking to throw, it's Mawe. Grabbed in the middle, it's Thompson. And they just can't square him up, and he gets down to the 36. The Sooners with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. That first quarter set the standard, and we hope we get a lot more of that here in the second. First play of the period will be a second down. Looking to fire. Pressure coming, and the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. He's loose down the middle. Defense trying to take it back. Touchdown, UCF! How about this defense taking one back to the house?
It's really hard as a quarterback because you got your eyes downfield. You're trying to find an open guy. You're trying to negotiate the rush, and all of a sudden people are swatting at the ball. They hit you, they knock it out. Got to do a better job next time of keeping two hands on the ball so you don't get it scooped and scored like what happened right there.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. The scoop and score. What a lift they can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. On the run from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure.
There he goes. He's out of bounds a little bit short of the 40-yard line. Let's mark it at the 38, and the running game doing work. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll ride the hot hand. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job of the base defense making a play.
Well, it's a nice job by the defender. They're closing the gap with the wide receiver. They're going to complete the hitch pass, but he's able to run right up on him, get him to the ground for a minimum gain.
Back to throw. It's my way. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. The Sooners will punt it away on 4th down. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. They'll try to get outside. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Finds his man open. Racing to the right. Oh, there were a few steps there. He was thinking touchdown, but they finally get him down after the big pickup at the 25. That last play changed everything on this possession. They've got it 1st and 10 inside the 30. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, for him not to hand that ball off on the RPO, the quarterback obviously saw something he liked there in the left flat, but it wasn't open. And as a result, it's an incompletion.
He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short. The Knights are facing 3rd and inches. Got it, looking for the 1st down. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
Quick strike complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
You know, tight ends are such matchup nightmares and problems for defense. They're too big for DBs they're too fast for linebackers to cover. You saw it right there.
Dropping back, it's Mawe. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. And the Sooners send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll leave it with him. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Toss to the left. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. How about that play on the ground? They get him out of bounds at the 34.
And this is a really good job of getting on the perimeter so quickly. When you run these tosses, you get away from the big boys. And when you got speed in the... Let him do the rest, right? Flip it to him. Let him get outside. Let him run the football, make a big gain. When you got speed at the running back spot, you definitely want to toss it to him and get him on the perimeter.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Oh, he's got some space. He goes out of bounds right at the 10-yard line, and the offense can smell the touchdown from here. Looking downfield on first down. Floats it out in space. Touchdown, UCF! Haul that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They had insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Caught behind the line. It's Myers. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast. And they force a negative play.
Got his man in the middle. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Sooners headed quickly to the line. To the air. It's Mawe. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Makes a grab deep. Finds some room. Touchdown, Oklahoma! He broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch him.
And I'm not going to say that was a must score, but that was a must score. And this offense delivers right before the half. Everything's starting to pick up. Hopefully, now you build some momentum. You cut it to a 2-score game. Got to build on this momentum in the second half.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they top it off by going up top, 81 yards on the touchdown pass. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he's coming out of the end zone. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with a young fellow on the sidelines. Be like, what are you comfortable with? But make sure I don't make that mistake.
Always nice to have that security blanket of the tight end.
And it's nice to have a tight end that can line up in different areas of the field, too. It's not always going to be in a 3-point stance. He can sometimes be in the backfield. You can flex him out into the slot. They might even try to put this guy out at wide receiver in the split end position and see what he could do there, because this guy is a weapon.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. Runs through the tackle. Breaks into the open. A big play. Gets it into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 44. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
You know, the defense just hasn't seemed to quite have an answer. They've come close to interceptions like that one there, but they haven't registered any so far. They've given up a few touchdown passes. They're just not quite able to make the plays they need to against the pass in this game.
We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the direct snap, it's Larson. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. He might want another play. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Looking down the left side. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down, and an excellent throw, too. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, 1 half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that second half in Orlando. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half. With that said, let's send it back to the guys inside the bounce house.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. The Sooners will kick it away to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They'll open this third quarter with a run. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. They'll run the toss. Turning it on! And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Knights!
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get to the second level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle. And with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle.